Everybody, call the meeting to order of the regular meeting of the City Council for Monday, October 18th, 2021. It is 7 p.m., not 4 o'clock. Pay no attention in the recording to the time. Go ahead and conduct the roll call, Carla.
Beaufore. Here. Drenkow.
Here.
Kangas.
Present.
Meyers. Here. Rathe. Here. Schneider.
Here.
And Birgen is absent.
All right. Our guest council person is not in attendance due to fall break at Wartburg, I believe. So we'll go ahead with item C, the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Move on to item D is the approval of the agenda. Entertain a motion.
I'll move approval of the agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion by Drenkow, second by Beaufort. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. Item E is approval of the minutes. Entertain a motion.
I'll move approval of the minutes from September 27th, 2021, joint meeting of the Council on Economic Development Commission, and the October 4th, 2021 regular meeting minutes.
Second.
Got a motion by Rathe, second by Meyers. Council discussion, if any. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. Moving forward to section F, public comments for items not on the agenda. Please limit your comments to 5 minutes unless additional time is granted by the presiding officer. All remarks shall be addressed to this council as a whole and not to any individual member. Entertain any public comments that might be there tonight. See nobody rising, we'll move forward with section G, the consent calendar. The following items will be acted upon by voice vote on a single motion without separate discussion unless someone from the council or the public requests that a specific item be considered separately. Item 1, approve the purchase of a 2022 Ford F-350 cab and chassis from Don's Truck Sales Incorporated of Fairbank, Iowa in the amount of $33,270 for the Vegetation Management Department. Item 2 is a pay request from Chosen Valley Testing Incorporated for the Public Services Center North Edition for the amount of $900. Item 3 is a pay request from Gridor Construction Incorporated for the WPC Facility Improvements 2020 for the amount of $932,923.75. Item 4 is a pay request from Snyder and Associates for the Cedar Lane Reconstruction for the amount of $11,590.25. Item 5 is a pay request from Snyder and Associates for the 4th Street Southwest and 10th Street Southwest Reconstruction 2020 for the amount of $3,020.72. Item 6 is a pay request from Cresco Building Service Incorporated for the Public Services Center North Edition 2021 for the amount of $174,564.40. Item 7 is a pay request from Peterson Contractors Incorporated for the Cedar Lane Reconstruction for the amount of $146,428.37. Item 8 is a pay request from Baker Enterprises for the Eagle Ridge Drive and Cul-de-sac Extension 2021 for the amount of $213,857.40. Item 9 is a Class C beer permit for Quick Star number 752. Item 10 is a Class C liquor license for the Beach House, and item number 11 is cash disbursements for September of 2021. Entertain a motion to approve those.
I'll move approval of the consent calendar.
Second.
Motion by Drenkow, second by Rathe. Council discussion, if any. Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. Moving forward to regular business, section H, item number 1 is resolution 21-148, a resolution approving the acquisition of real property interest for the Cedar Lane Culverts Replacement Project. Entertain a motion.
I'll move approval of Resolution 21-148, approving the acquisition of real property interests in a permanent culvert easement and temporary construction easement owned by Samantha Voss Woods and Corey D. Woods for the total sum of $860 for the Cedar Lane Culverts Replacement Project and holding the property owner harmless from any property tax recapture if any change is made in the forest reserve status of the subject property as a result of the trees removed from the easements acquired for this project.
Second.
Motion by Rathe, second by Drenkow. Council discussion.
I guess I'd like an update from the city attorney about what's happening.
At this point, we've made this offer, communicated the offer, have not received any confirmation that they will accept the offer. I'd like to still have you pass the resolution so that we can make that offer official and so that it can be acted upon in the event that they change their mind or express themselves and agree to that agreement in the next couple days. So.
There was some note in their emails about that they were switching attorneys. Does that change the time frame for this at all?
It does not change the time frame for the hearing on the commission on the 27th.
So maybe, Bill, if you could just, for the viewing public, just sort of give an outline of what happens what the ramifications are of us passing this and what happens next.
So when we go into the compensation hearing on the 27th, I have to give an affidavit as to the last offer that was made to them. And at this point, I was going to stay with the offer that's made in this resolution, if you pass that resolution tonight. Actually, the appraisal for the property was about $293. That was the appraisal that we secured. But we've made this offer all along since May 19th of this year. And I believe we should stay with that because that was calculated the way we calculated the other easements on Cedar Lane. I'll maintain that even though we found out what the appraisal, and that's relevant for the commission, for the compensation commission, but I think we should stick with $860 and offer that.
And so I know there was a flurry of emails that we received a week or so ago about concern that the city was taking down trees in areas they shouldn't on that property, and there was a lot of concern by the owner about whether their tax situation was going to change, and I think it looks like the resolution clears that up and gives them reassurance that that's not going to happen. What did happen with regard to the trees they were taking out, and were they taking them out on the city property or on the private property? Could you just explain that?
So that occurred when the guys got to work. The first thing they did is remove the trees instead of working within the right-of-way. I believe that was what they believed they were supposed to be doing, so that's our responsibility. There weren't that many trees taken down. We'd have pictures of all the trees that were taken down. Most of those were river maples. They weren't large size, and there weren't that many that had to be taken. They actually limited the amount of impact on the temporary construction easement area. It really was very limited. They were able to work within the right-of-way. Almost everything was within the waterway itself, and just beside the waterway. There was a number of walnuts that had been planted by a previous property owner, and none of those were even touched because the walnuts didn't go that close to the waterway, and that wouldn't be a good place for walnuts. So those trees were preserved. The only trees that were taken are the ones that are going to have to be used to form the stream going into the box culvert and to put the riprap in to prevent erosion.
And it sounded like the quality of the trees taken was not going to affect the property being a forest reserve.
Actually, the appraiser is the one that raised the issue with the assessor, and the assessor knew all about it from the beginning. I confirmed that with the assessor again with the pictures of what had been taken, and they didn't have any concerns about that they would go after any back taxes. And in fact, because the property had been in the program for more than 10 years, they don't do that, actually. So there's no risk of that. But they could take it out if they took too many trees, if they found out. We really know kind of how many trees are there because we can count the amount of stumps there are. And we could come back in within a year and actually replace those trees if we had to. and we're prepared to do that if we need to.
Is that written in the agreement then?
That's kind of the hold harmless agreement.
Okay.
That hold harmless means we can remedy that violation by actually replacing the trees.
And I think you put that in an email to them also,
Yes.
correct? So you're hoping to hear back from them soon because the hearing is
On the 27th. Yeah. And like I said, hopefully we can do it before that. There's 6 people that have to come in and serve as commissioners with the sheriff's office conducting this particular hearing. And I think it'd be nice to avoid that if we can, but we'll do whatever we have to do.
I think definitely keeping the lines of communication open when we have, because sometimes it's a little surprising when you get an email and somebody's super upset over something. So like keeping the lines of communication open is specifically when there's a disagreement in something, so that, we all know about it ahead of time, I think is really important. And we should try to keep working on that and do better at that. I think sometimes we need to, city council, we need to at least acknowledge receipt of something when somebody's upset. Maybe not necessarily responding with a solution, but at least acknowledging that the citizen was heard. I think that was part of the frustration, I think, that we saw in some of the emails as well. So, and just to note, in conversation with these citizens, they are good with the project. They said they want this project done. So it's not that they don't want to, and they're not trying to be difficult. They're just very concerned about what's going on and want to have things in writing and know what's going on versus kind of having everything up in the air. So
I did in fact send them numerous letters and email communications and talked to them on the phone, and also met with them twice recently, and then several times when we had the forum in the Civic Center, provided for the engineers to do special meetings with them on site and here at the meeting.
And I will say that I did respond to Samantha's email, just letting her know that I was monitoring it and had heard from her, and I didn't feel like it was appropriate to comment since it was a legal proceedings, so I didn't opinionate about it, but I did let her know that I had received her message. I'm not sure her husband got that message, because then he sent the email saying that none of us were responding to him, so I did clarify with him that I had responded to her. But I didn't reply all to the group. I didn't think that was necessary.
One of the issues with this is, as an attorney working with the public, when they talk about having an attorney, it's difficult for me to have a lot of discussion with them, and I try not to give anybody advice. I gave them my opinion about what the law said and what it should be, but I always urged them to get advice on their own.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Anything further? Hearing none, roll call, Carla.
Beaufore.
yes.
Drenkow.
Yes.
Kangas.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Rathe.
Yes.
Schneider.
Yes.
On a vote of 6-0 with 1 absent, Resolution 21-148 is approved. Item number 2 is Resolution 21-149, a resolution approving the purchase of a 2021 Cage KBBS 12-XL snowstorm plow system, snow box and blade from Star Equipment for the Public Services Department. Entertain a motion.
I'll move approval of Resolution 21-149, approving the purchase of a 2021 Cage KBBS 12-XL snowstorm plow system, snow box and blade from Star Equipment of Cedar Rapids, Iowa for the purchase price of $18,485 for Public Service Department.
Second.
Motion by Schneider, second by Kangas. Council discussion?
I see we went out for 3 bids, only got 1 back. I don't typically see that. I'm going to approve this anyway because
by the time we send it out to bid, it's going to be February, and there's probably going to be no more equipment left in the pipeline, and the price will probably be $25,000, so.
I'm just surprised they can get it in 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah,
You know?
that's the other side of it, yeah.
Yeah.
So my understanding is there was a second bid, but it arrived after the deadline. And when that happens, we don't even open it, we return it.
Okay. Any other discussion? Hearing none, roll call, Carla.
Drenkow.
Yes.
Kangas.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Rathe.
Yes.
Schneider.
Yes.
Beaufore.
Yes.
On a vote of 6-0 with 1 absent, Resolution 21-149 is approved. Item number 3 is the approval of the mayoral appointments. Approve John Baber is replacing Galen Brunson on the Electric Utility Board of Trustees for a term ending December 31st, 2025. That's a partial term on a resignation of Mr. Brunson. Then the other one is Edith Waldstein is replacing Gary Grace on the Economic Development Commission for a term ending July 1st of 2023. That's also a partial term from Mr. Grace's resignation. So with those, I'll move to seek approval. Mr. Kangas has a motion. Second.
Second.
Motion by Kangas, second by Drenkow. Any further discussion?
I just want to say that I do like the application process that we have. There is a lot of accountability there, specifically because it goes through more than just one person, and evidence that somebody placed an application. So also, reading through some of the applications, you can evaluate somebody's experience and what they might bring to the table on these commissions, so that's really good. Rather than just saying, hey, do you want somebody want to be on this commission, and not knowing what some of their experiences are. So that's awesome that this application process has started. I really think it increases diversity and perspective on these commissions as well. Sometimes when somebody recommends people, or a commission maybe recommends somebody, it's because they are like-minded, and then we don't have that diversity of thought and perspective. So I really not real big fan of recommendations because of that. So I just like to see a variety of different people on these commissions and everything. So I guess that's my spiel on this.
I'll offer, go ahead.
Oh, I was just
Okay.
going to ask, how long is the term on the electric utility?
6.
6 years.
Yep, they're 6 years.
So it
And
sounds like nobody else, I mean, we delayed this in case any of the other people wanted to.
We did have a couple other applicants
Okay.
come through, and I applaud, and I reached out to, or talked to Rod right after the meeting and thanked him for, bringing this whole subject up, in questioning. That's part of what this is about. Just the amount of turnout that we've had for applications across all boards and commissions, the library and, others. So we've got some resources now. It seems like it's been like pulling teeth, and, I've got, my own circle of people that I could pull from, but that's not fair to the entire community. So having that procedure, and now that we've educated everyone on what that process is, it gives the council, it gives city staff, it gives the commissions, it gives individuals the opportunity to say, hey, I think my neighbor might be a good fit for this because of their career. They retired and moved to town 10 years ago, and that's what they used to do. That might be something to get them involved in the community. So that's what it really serves, as a means to have kind of a whitewashed approach to the process of finding people to serve in our community, because trust me, it's been tough sometimes to find them, and then when you tell them you got to fill out an application, like, I got to do that too, So, no, I appreciate that wholeheartedly that was questioned. So, anything further? All right. All in favor of those appointments, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same sign. Motion carries. Section I is reports from boards and commissions. Item number 1 is monthly financials of September 2021. Item 2 is the Bremer Waverly Law Board minutes of September 13th of 2021. Item 3 is a senior calendar for October 2021. All received into the record. Mr. Bronner, Section J, staff updates if there are any.
I don't believe we have any tonight, sir.
All right. Council comments. We'll start with Heather.
I don't have any, thank you.
All right. Ms. Rathe?
My only comment is that the Trees Forever group is doing a pruning demonstration this Saturday at 8:30 in the middle school north parking lot. So one of our favorite tree gurus, Paul Cheville, is going to be there, Ron Length from the ISU Extension. So if you want to learn how to properly prune things, be sure to go. It should be entertaining. Did I get anything wrong, Garrett?
You got it exactly right.
All right.
Perfect. Can I piggyback on that with you for another event? Was the tours of the ball diamond? Is that coming up?
Yeah, we are going to do a quick tour for the public on Saturday the 23rd. I believe we're starting that at either 10 or 10:30. Come out early. I believe Jimmy John's is going to have some sandwiches for the first 150 people or so. Use the north parking lot.
Perfect. Check the website for all the details. Ms. Meyers?
I just want to encourage everyone to attend the candidate forum on Thursday evening, if possible, so that we can all be well educated for the upcoming election.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Schneider?
Received an email from Kevin Russell regarding the lines on the road paint that you can't see when it's wet. And so we're going to work this out with the DOT because it's really quite ridiculous. It's went on way too long. It's really discouraging for people coming into town, trying to drive through town. You can't see the lines. In addition, we've capped our growth on that road. So, if you're a business that's traffic related, you may not come to Waverly because you know that traffic is going to be X and it's capped every day. You can see that it's at capacity every day. So let's get with the DOT and get this figured out because this nonsense has went on way too long.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Drenkow?
Nothing tonight, Mr.
All right.
Mayor.
Thank you. Mr. Kangas?
Just kind of note that we've had the high school's had some successful fall sports seasons, and hopefully we'll get a chance to get some of them in here. And then Wartburg College, and by extension, then Waverly was in the news today again for expanding and adding women's wrestling to their programs. So kind of national news that way.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. I don't have anything this evening. I'm sure we'll have plenty more with holidays coming up and Halloween announcements at the, next week's meeting, so we'll get that out there then. So we'll move forward with Section M, the executive session. Number 1, to evaluate the professional competency of an individual whose appointment, hiring, performance, or discharge is being considered when necessary to prevent needless and irreparable injury to that individual's reputation, and that individual requests a closed session. Seek a motion to enter executive session.
I'll make a motion to enter into executive session.
Second?
Motion by Schneider, second by Beaufore. Roll call, Carla.
Drenkow?
Yes.
Schneider?
Yes.
Meyers?
Yes.
Kangas?
Yes.
Rathe?
Yes.
And Beaufort?
Yes.
And a vote is 6-0 with 1 absent. We are in executive session.